Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to AIM Webinar Wednesday. My name is Kevin McCahill, and I will be your moderator for today's webinar. Today's presentation will last about 1 hour. You're all in muted mode. It'll stay that way, and if you're using the GoToWebinar program, you'll see there's a questions section there on the bottom right. As you listen to the presentation, that would be the place to go to type in your question. We'll be saving those questions for our presenter at the end of their presentation, which will last about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll have 10 minutes for your questions. So please save those for the question area, and we'll do that after their presentation. And now it's my pleasure to introduce today's first speaker. We have two, both from KTI and later from Paramount. KTI first, we're going to introduce Nadira Bakar, sales manager with KTI, working specifically with AIM and AIM members. Their webinar will talk about the latest and greatest products coming from KTI. So we look forward to hearing that. So without any further delay, we turn our attention now to Nadira Bakar with KTI.
Hi everyone. I hope everyone's doing well today, and let's begin. So we're with KTI. We're located in Houston, Texas. We've been in the business for a long time, since the mid to early 90s. We were the ones who championed the USB drives coming in from overseas into the promotional market, being readily available, and we've since then expanded into a wide range of affordable tech items. Before I begin, I just want to let you know that KTI understands all your price-driven needs. So we have a broad spectrum of items that we do offer. So the items that I will be highlighting are all our top sellers as of the last 3 to 6 months. Okay. Right. So as I was saying, we have been in business for a long time. We operate out of Houston, and we have a base in China that we deal with getting you MOQ up to from 100 to approximately 500 units. And although some of our items are factory only produced, we have a Houston base that we also print domestically. We offer anywhere from rush production and standard production as well. For standard production, AIM members do receive EQP on all products, and I'll touch on that a little later. Okay, so starting, I love this item. It is a 4-in-1 keychain charging cable, our item CA314. What I like about this is that it has a USB connector on one end, and then on the other end, it's a 2-in-1 cable with a Type-C adapter, and then where it has the USB connector is also a Type-C adapter. So you have the ability to charge Type-C to Type-C. Why is Type-C so important? Type-C is important because all the newest tech items, especially smartphones, are moving away from micro USB connectors and kind of streamlining themselves to Type-C. It also offers a faster charge. So all your newer Android phones are going to get a Type-C connector. If you bought a phone in the past 6 months to a year, this is a great item. I love this item because it's great for mailers. It's really light, and it does the work thoroughly. There's two parts to the imprint area. You can do it on the top part where it kind of detaches with the Type-C, and also the part where it connects. So you're not really missing out, although it's a small item, on great visibility for your logo. So for you guys, the minimum for this is 100 units on standard production, but we are also able to offer 50 units, 25 units, and maybe less than that, depending on what you need. The unit price will just go up for that. We do not offer an LTM, but the unit price will change. Next item is our item CA221B, which is our breakaway 3-in-1 charging cable. We have a whole family of charging cables and lanyard charging cables. Um, I don't really want to talk about all of them, but I do want to touch base on the application of these charging lanyard cables. So what I like about this is that it not only offers the utility of a lanyard, but it's also a charger. For example, it makes you, since we're all tethered to our smartphones, it makes it easily available for you to charge it on the go, or if you're at schools, um, or if you're in the office. So encased inside this plastic case is a connector. So you have a USB on one side, and then on the other you'll have a two-in-one portion, and then also a Type C portion. So on the two-in-one portion, with the prong side up, you'll have micro USB, and then on the clean side up, if you flip it around, you're going to have Apple, which is iOS, and then you also have a Type C. And this breakaway portion is really effective for if you are in the healthcare industry or any safety oriented business. We do offer just standard lanyards that don't have breakaway. And this item is cool because $35 a net will offer you fully sublimated on the inside outside with step and repeat on the inside and outside too. So that setup will take care of all the decoration basically for this item. And additionally, if you like to decorate on the plastic casing, you are able to do that for an additional setup. So production for this will normally take 15 days upon art approval, and the minimum is 100 units on the standard production program. Next. So moving towards reusable items, this item is taking off right now. Everyone is really interested in these reusable straws, and the price, what we KTI are able to offer is an awesome price of $2. And what it comes with is a cleaning brush, a bent straw, a straight straw, and then it is packed in this kind of off-white cotton bag. The imprint, the decoration we offer is on the bag itself and also on the straws. You have the option of buying the set, which is the straw, the cleaning brush. Um, it comes with two straws, and you have the option of buying a set, or you have the option of buying it singularly, and the option of a straight straw or a bent straw, and that price will be a little lower than the price of the kit. Now, all of these come standard. All of these come standard with a silicone tip and a silicone gasket to hold it in place and to also not burn your tongue. The standard is black, but are able to. We offer a variety of colors. I'm not too sure if I have them available, but I know we have blue, red, orange, yellow, and upon your specification, there's no extra charge for the colored gaskets. And this also is 15 production days. Next item is this TSA luggage lock. What's cool about this is that TSA has a code that they can access your bag with, access your lock. So whenever you're traveling, um, you're not going to have to bother buying another lock where TSA has cut it open or damaged it by any chance. You have your own combination, and then TSA can just go in and then lock it in normally, and the cable works just fine. I have had no problems with it. I took it to ASI Orlando with me, and I frankly really liked it. I also like the price point, and the imprint area is actually really decent. It is, let me see, it is where the portion to the left of all the numbers. So there's a clearing there that is where the imprint area will go. We have also a newer family of items that pertain to travel associated with this. I know I'm not talking about it right now, but we also have a luggage scale and a manicure kit that we offer. If you're interested about that, let me know. But the minimum on this is 100 units, and they come in three colors: black, silver, and red. So this next item is what you guys are more familiar with in terms of, um, I guess, popularity. You guys know the tile. It is very popular. Everyone is offering this, and there's also a bunch of other ones. Ours is item SAO5, and it offers the same application, right? So it's tethered to your iPhone, connects with Bluetooth technology. You download the app. It's called the Echo app. And what this app offers is a GPS connection when the phone is turned on and the item is already synced to your phone via Bluetooth. It basically acts as a tracker or a finder, and you can even use it beyond that. It can be used as a photo clicker if you would like to take a selfie or just a picture, and it can you can ping the item or the item can ping your phone, and when you lose connection to it, it will notify you. There will be a noise that it's made just to alert you that you are disconnected from your device. So the range is approximately 33 feet uninterrupted, which is pretty standard, and 100 feet, sorry, 33 feet interrupted, 100 feet uninterrupted. So if you're in an open field, it would be 100, or if you're in an enclosed room with cubicles, it would be 33 feet. And this item comes packaged in a clear white box recessed inside white foam, and the keychain comes included as well. The battery on this item is replaceable, which I don't know if Tile is. I think they might have replaceable batteries now, but their older models were not when at the time we launched this item. And we are able to offer this item at rush production, less than 100 units. But for A members, your standard price for 100 pieces at 10 production days is 778. Okay, and also before I move on, we are able to do full color on this item as well. So moving forward, we have our EH20. This item is super popular now. Everyone's really jumping on it. It is basically I wouldn't say a close relative, maybe like a super distant relative to the Apple um, AirPods. Um, AirPods is actually pretty similar, but it's different in the sense of the charging case, and it also different in terms of size. Our EH20 is a little bigger. I know some of you are going to ask about copyright infringement. This item for us, we made it very, very, very clear to our factories when we manufactured this item to ensure that none of us and none of you guys will be docked for even having this. It is different enough that it is not going to infringe on any of Apple's proprietary design details. So moving past that, this item is cool because you can use both have both pods or buds at the same time, or you can use them one independent off of each other. All you would need to do is just activate one to pair both, and you do not actually have to charge the items in the charging case tethered to a cable at all times. You can charge the case itself, and when the case itself is fully charged, you can take it on the go and charge your buds on the go, which I actually like about this. It also has a microphone capability that you're able to talk. I've actually stress tested this at the gym. It doesn't fall out of my ears. I actually was really worried about it in the beginning to see if it was actually going to do it, but it didn't. It actually fared well. I ran a couple of miles in it and it held up, and I was actually really surprised. What I was actually most impressed with was the quality. When I used it to speak to my mom, she lives abroad, so we have these weekly conversations that last like an hour or two. It didn't break connection. It was clear. It actually, since I talked to her over internet calling, it wasn't fuzzy. It didn't break out, and it actually, as long as I was in range of my cell phone, I did not have any problems with it whatsoever. You can print on the front and back of the case. We offer anywhere from one to full color, and this item is I also comes in black. Let's see. What else am I missing about this item? I feel like I'm not talking about it enough. It is a really hot item right now for KTI. You are also able to get this at less than 100 units. So moving forward, I'm gonna talk to you about this mighty and little speaker. I know it seems little, and it is actually unique to us. I know that a lot of other people have this item too, but not at the price point that we have, especially for AIM members. And just to let you guys know that AIM qualifies for EQP at 100 units minimum, all the way up to 500. But past that, KTI will definitely work with you on any potential orders that you have that are 500 units or more. We do want you to land your projects. So if you work with your respective sales managers, we will give you the best pricing possible. Just keep that in mind. For this item, there is full stereo sound. I mean, this little speaker packs a mighty punch. If you guys are interested in this item, I would love to send you guys out samples. If you can just send over your shipper number and your address, I would love to just explain to you the sound quality in this little piece. It also has a sister item that it's slightly taller. It's still the same diameter, but it is slightly taller. This comes in black, it comes in blue, it comes in a very light pink, and also comes in gray. You are able to imprint on it, and you are also able to laser engrave. The price of that will be different, of course. Um, what I like about this is that you are able to use the microphone and also make to receive calls on it. You won't even really know it's there until you hear it. It's so small, it's convenient. It takes approximately an hour to charge to max, and it pairs up to any device that offers Bluetooth. So you're not really restricted to just your phone. You can also pair up with the tablet as well. All right. Next item is something that I really personally love. I like items that have dual purposes, and for power banks in the past, we do have power banks um, that do not offer a charging cable included in the design. And in the past, I've always felt like, oh, I've had to have like a charging cable and then like a power bank, and I was basically felt like I was all over the place. But not with this particular item. So this is PB106. It's 10,000 mAh, which is pretty powerful. What 10,000 mAh means is that you are able to charge your smartphone. Let's just say your smartphone is dead. It will comfortably charge it approximately 3.5 to 4 times over. And the great thing about this is that the design incorporates the charging cable in it. So it's recessed on the side, so it tucks away neatly and nicely. You wouldn't even know it's there. So once you bring it out, it's a two-in-one with the cable itself, and there's an adapter that's recessed into the side of the power bank. So you put in your connector and you pull out a Type C. So you can charge a newer Android phone with the Type C. You can charge an older Android phone with a micro USB, and you can also charge iPhone with the iOS. Now, this is 1623 at 100 units minimum. We do also offer lesser capacities. We offer we offer a 2500, and we also offer a 4000 mAh, and the pricing is going to be a little lower. The imprint area is great on this. We can do front and back imprint, and we can do one color to all the way up to full colors, and price is going to vary on that. We also offer this item less than 100 units, anywhere from 25 to 50 or 75, however much you want. No LTM, but the unit price will move up. And like I said, I can't stress enough at how convenient this item is. You don't have to have additional charging cables with it. You can use it to plug in your any type of phone. It's great for a giveaway, and I share this. My mom uses an Android. I use an Apple, and I share this with her all the time, especially when I'm on the road traveling to see her. Um, yeah, moving forward. Last item that I have. You guys are going to see a lot of this item. I'm sure a lot of other vendors have this as well. This is a very popular charger. So QI technology is basically wireless technology that's incorporated with newer cell phones or smartphones. And it's basically a coil that's put between the case and the battery of the phone that enables wireless charging. What wireless charging is that once your charging pad is connected to a wall plug, you can just simply rest your phone on the charging pad, and at the speed of the item, it will then takes approximately anywhere from an hour to 2 hours to charge your phone. This item, WCO1, is a 5-watt charger. So um, it will approximately take an hour if your phone is dead to charge. There is a blue indicator light that flashes whenever there's activity, but it will not stay on. It also comes in white, and the imprint area is pretty decent. It's actually 2 inches in diameter all around, almost very close to the edge, and we offer anywhere from one color all the way to full color imprinting. This is also an item that we offer express production on. So if you need less than 100 units, we are also able to offer this. And this item does not discriminate on a certain type of phone. So if your iPhone 8 is wireless capable, you can charge your iPhone 8 or your latest Samsung, LG, Google, whatever phone that you have that has QI wireless capability, you are able to charge it. As long as you leave the pad charged in, the only thing that I will have to advise is that the phone case and or the phone cannot have any metal associated on the back of the phone, just for your protection and the device's protection. Um, yep. So let's see. I am done with the items that I will talk about. And then what I really want to stress to all the AIM members today is the programs that KTI offers. So we have a standard production. So the standard program offers all items that are not USB drives. So anywhere from, like I said, smart tags or charging cables, USB pens, Bluetooth speakers, um, straws, and any of our home lines. So A members receive each price automatically. You do not have to ask for 100 units all the way up to 500. If it's more than 500 for the best pricing, I would ask your respective region manager. So KTI works in 4 regions. We have the Midwest, we have the South, we have the East Coast, and the West Coast. We have 4 region representatives that will serve you guys with a dedicated team, and it's always great to have dedicated members who really take care and nurture each relationship that they have. This anything on the standard production program is approximately 10 days after art approval. And the first color run is always free, and we offer free virtuals, PMS matching, and samples under $10 are free as well, and digital proofing. So we don't charge for the things that make it simple for you, and we try to really support you, especially with mock-ups and virtuals during the pricing stage, so you can offer your client the most comprehensive quote.
Nadira, thank you so much. I'm going to have to stop you there just so we allow a few minutes for question and answer. Is that all right?
Right, yes.
Okay. And maybe you'll be able to touch on some of these from your responses too.
Problem.
One of our questions was to find out the best vertical markets for your tech products?
Best vertical markets for my tech products. Let's see. Can you elaborate on that a little bit for me? Like, I serve?
Yeah, correct. What kind of people buy them, or where would they
Right.
best be sold into?
Okay, so our top customers are, I would say, corporations. We serve a lot of, for example, oil companies and banks. We do a lot of universities. We do a lot of schools, and we also do a lot of executive gifts. So what I would really truly say is most of the time we do a lot of giveaways for like organizations that deal with I would say ad agencies too though. Ad
Okay.
agencies, bigger companies like banks and oil companies, a lot of oil companies. Also because we're located in Houston, Texas, maybe that is the case. But um, we we also offer a whole lot of nonprofits.
Oh,
Yeah,
excellent. Now, I
awesome.
have a number of questions here, and if we have a few more, maybe we can add these to the website later if we don't get to cover everything in our time.
Right,
But I have
no
a number of
problem.
questions, yeah, about the earbuds. So, one, do they have noise cancellation?
No, they do not.
Okay. And are you able, let's see, what phones are they compatible with?
They are compatible with all phones that offer Bluetooth connection. And this is a true wireless item. So TWS is basically like the new frontier in all like wireless capability, especially with wireless earbuds. So this is the most up to date Bluetooth connection that we are able to offer.
Very good. Excellent. Well, Andrea, thank you so much for your time and a fantastic presentation. And thank you and everyone at KTI for your hard work. We appreciate that very much.
No problem. Thank you for everyone hanging in there. I'm sorry I was a bit nervous, but I hope to hear a lot more from everyone and have a good day.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, now we'll turn our attention to Joey Knight with Paramount Apparel. Joey Knight is the Assistant Division Director, so we look forward now to hearing from Joey and everything that Paramount has to share. And we'll turn the screen over now. Joey, go right ahead.
All right, let me get this pulled up right quick. Oops. Forgot my mouse today, so struggle bus a little bit. All right, so what I kind of chose to talk about today, those of you that I've met and not met, I am, like he said, I'm the Assistant Division Director at Paramount, so I'm kind of what I consider customer service manager, problem resolution, kind of jack of all trades. And I do actually do both of you guys's power meetings that you do that are specific to AIM members. So some of you have probably met me there as well. Paramount, as everybody hopefully knows, is we are a headwear supplier. Our primary focus is obviously headwear. And we understand when it comes to hats, it's a very interesting market to be in for sure. And the choices and stuff become very overwhelming. And again, trying to classify the difference between one supplier to the other. So what Paramount's approach really is becoming more of a, one-stop shop as far as the decorating is concerned. That's where we really feel we kind of set ourselves apart, is not only in the quality of our decorations, but the things we do also have to offer. All right, so one of the first things I want to talk about today is actually our new laser etch patch program. We released this shortly after Vegas this year. And what we're doing is we're using what we're calling a faux suede to do these. We purchased a laser etching machine the end of last year. We are doing a 48-piece minimum on these, and as you can tell from some of the pictures in the flyer that I've included over there on the right, there's no limitation to the shapes of this. Everything is truly die cut. So being able to get the cutouts of the fish, any type of shape that you're looking for. So unlike a lot of the other vendors, you aren't limited to a rectangle, a circle, an oval, diamond shapes and things like that. Our process, we are actually heat applying them, so you also do not have to factor in the embroidery cost, which is kind of nice because that does save you about $1.91 on average, depending on quantity. So that's a pretty significant cost savings for your customers. So always remember to add the $3 net for the patch on top of your blank cost if there's no other decoration on the cap. Of course, these can be done as a secondary location too. I've done quite a few products where we've done like little established tags to the back right of the back strap and things like that. So if there is an embroidery or something like that, obviously you would have to then factor in that embroidery cost. Production time on these laser etch patches, since we are doing them in-house, is the same as our standard production for embroidery, which is 3 to 5 days. We do rushes on a first come first serve basis, so depending on what you need and the other locations of decoration, it is also possible to get them a little sooner than that. With the laser etch patches, again, you can get some really fine detail and stuff that we can't typically get with embroidery. And when you're talking about larger logos, of course, saving on those additional stitches as well. I did put a code down there in the bottom because we do actually charge $10 for samples on the laser etch patch program. But as part of the AIM webinar, we decided to offer a code for you guys to do a free sample. So if you have any clients that you think could be interested in that, you can just send the artwork over and we can take care of that, as well as we do have several in-house samples that are just random specs that we can send to you if you want them to look at it before you go through the time and expense of producing a spec sample. This next video here, I'm not sure if the sound to play, so if it doesn't, no worries, it's just music. But this is just to kind of show everybody what the laser etch machine actually does. It's actually a really cool process to watch and kind of the how it's made side of it. All right, so the next kind of process that I do like to talk about is our hat tattoo process. We have had this capability for, I'm going to say, 5 or 6 years. And to this day, it still amazes me when we show it to people that didn't realize we did it. So the hat tattoo process, essentially what we're doing is using our pad print machines that we use for tagless prints and t-shirts, and we're using them to apply the decoration to headwear. So with the tattoo process, you get a very vintage looking type of print. Obviously there's no underbase with a pad print, so it does pull in the pigment of the cap. So if you do white on black, you get kind of a gray tone and different things like that. But what's nice about it is it does give you that option for decorating anywhere on the cap stateside. So you have a client that wants a message on the visor top or the under visor, or in a location that's not typical of an embroidery, that's where the hat tattoo comes in handy because there's no limitations. We don't hoop them. So if you wanted to run from the crown to the visor top, it can do that. If you wanted to fall off the edge. I've even seen some samples we did where we actually did words that circled the eyelets on the cap. So it really gives you some really neat possibilities for getting a secondary location. It's also great if you look at some of the images in that flyer for being able to do mixed media. So utilizing the hat tattoo as well as an embroidery or a patch or something like that. So again, giving a customer a little more of a retail looking piece versus just a typical embroidery on the top of a cap. Very inexpensive option, so we always pitch it to people as well if they're looking for a really inexpensive giveaway tab cap. Starting out with a blank cap and then adding 75 cents to it. Again, that's something that keeps you in that low $2 range versus, you know, the $4 to $5 of an embroidered cap. Oops. Sorry, I clicked a little too far. Oops. The next thing we introduced is our direct-to-garment printing, which is probably the one thing we are the most excited about. A lot of people don't realize one thing about Paramount is we are actually a very large screen printer. We've never really been able to service the promotional products industry because we do have a very large facility for the screen printing. I think up to date, we're about 24 presses. All automatics, as well as I think there's 8 manual smaller machines for samples. So we're really set up for more of the large scale runs. We do a lot of printing for Nike, Bass Pro, Cabela's, Vans, companies like that. So we've never been able to do the business model with promotional products where people want the small run of shirts to go with their headwear. So when we introduced the direct-to-garment process, that really kind of opened that world up for us. Key points of the direct-to-garment process with Paramount is it's a 24-piece minimum. Within that 24 pieces, you can also mix and match. So if you have a client that wants some short sleeves, some long sleeves, some women, some kids, you can mix within that 24. If they want multiple colors, maybe they're a smaller shop and, you know, some of the guys want black, some of the guys want red. You have that ability to do that. Everything's programmed into the machine, so it doesn't essentially matter what shirt we're putting on. The print is the same across them all. Once you do the initial order, we have a 12-piece reorder after that. So it's really nice if you're doing any types of events and things like that where they sell through the shirts. So instead of having to meet those higher minimums, with a screen printer paying less than minimum fees and rest charges and stuff, being able to do it with the direct-to-garment at a 12-piece is a little more easier to absorb. As far as the pricing is concerned with direct-to-garment, we went in an approach to make it easy for you guys to sell. You don't have to come to us and say, you know, what's a 1 to 2 color print, and then 2 days later when they up it to 4 colors, have to get it repriced. It doesn't matter the size of the logo. So it could be a small left chest or it could be a full back print, doesn't matter. And the size run doesn't matter either. So if you're doing 24 pieces or you're doing 72 pieces, the pricing does stay the same. So it does give you guys that flexibility of not necessarily having that delay in getting pricing to the customers, because it is something you can very easily do on your own via using the website links or having the flyer on hand. So we're doing $5.50 net for one location, and if you do 2 locations, whether it's a front and a back or a left chest and a back, it's $8.99. There are no setup charges, run charges. Obviously, there's no screen charges or anything like that because of the way the process is. That pricing that I provided is actually for the print only. We do also give you guys the ability to supply the t-shirts to us, or we can purchase them. We work closely with S&S, Sanmar, and Alphabroda primarily, so we can get anything that's available on their websites. But we do also realize that people do work on volume rebates and things like that. So we don't want to hinder those types of things for you. So if you get better pricing or you don't want to miss out on rebate money, that gives you that option to send the shirts to us. Typical production with the direct-to-garment is 5 to 7 days. It is another process again, where if you have rushes, it is first come, first serve. And it ultimately depends on where the blanks are coming from, how quickly we can print it. Usually with the vendors I mentioned, S&S, Sanmar, we do have a 2-day lag time as far as getting the goods pulled from those vendors and sent to us. So you always have to take that into account, as we don't stock anything blank on the shelves here. This next slide is actually just a small video just to show how the direct-to-garment machine works. Most people are kind of familiar with the smaller machines that tend to fit in a corner of a shop or can be moved to an event and things like that. we actually purchased a Kornit Vulcan, which is kind of a much larger scale mass production machine. So it's kind of neat to watch again the how it's made side. Some things I did fail to mention before I started the video too, with the Kornit capabilities. Number one questions are usually, can you print on darks? Can you print on poly, etc.? The answer to that is most of the time, yes. We typically do not have any problems printing on dark shirts. The machine does give us the ability to put an underbase, hence being able to get white on black, etc. We prefer blends. Those are actually our favorite shirts to run because the quality of the shirt does make a huge difference in the quality of your print. So when you get into the blends, they do all tend to be a much softer feel, ring spuns and things like that. So the print does actually take to the garment a lot better than a 100% cotton, such as a Gildan 2000 or Gildan 5000. Another thing I always want to point out too is Paramount does have a 24-hour rush program. When it comes to the headwear side of the business, minimum piece is obviously 48 pieces, just like anything else, to avoid less than minimum charges. We do allow up to 12,000 stitches, and you can do a front and a side location. As long as you have the order into us by 12 o'clock Central Standard Time to the email address on the slide, it can ship next day, and there's no rush charge or anything like that for doing that service. This next slide just kind of goes over our basic lead times when it comes to everything else that we're doing. So as mentioned, most of our decorating options are 3 to 5 days, 10 to 15 days if we're doing a sublimated patch or 3D flex, because we are ordering those from an outside vendor. We have an overseas program that's 18 days door to door that includes free freight to locations of embroidery and unlimited stitches. And then we also have a 30-day quick turn import that includes free freight. And then obviously the full custom 60 to 90 days where you can get all the bells and the whistles, the seam taping and different things like that. This slide here is just some contact information for you guys. We do work at a team approach here. So the map kind of depicts who you're going to be dealing with. The states in blue go to our customer service team 1, which is got Nicole, Terry, and Tracy involved. And then CS2 is Amber, Sarah, Carrie, and Julie. What we've found this approach is doing is increasing or decreasing, I guess, the response time on emails. And it's nice for you guys because you have more than one point of contact at Paramount that's familiar with your account. The old way we were set up, if you called in, Sarah knew about your order and only Sarah knew about your order. Now, with this team approach, there's familiarity across the thing, so it's much easier for you guys to get the answers you need a lot quicker with this new approach. We do post a lot on Facebook. We do Tuesday specials and different things like that, as well as our Instagram page. And then the promo sales at pifashion.com if you want to sign up for any of the e-blast. The one that's reoccurring right now is our 250 Tuesday, where we do offer a cap for $2.50 net, embroidered 48-piece minimum. So really good deal if you want to follow that. And that is all I have for you today.
Well, excellent. Thank you very much, Joy. Really appreciate that presentation. We have a couple questions for you. Firstly, what is the self-promo for caps?
Self-promos, we do 30% less EQP. We don't do a minimum order on those, so if you just want to order 6 pieces or something like that, it's fine. Overseas orders, if you decide to do something custom, we do those to you at cost.
Okay, excellent. And on that 24-hour cap program, you said you could also hit multiple locations with that?
Yes, we can do fronts and sides. At this time, we're not offering backs, mainly because that is a second setup because they are done flat panel. Our machines don't do the full 360. So fronts and sides up to 12,000 stitches.
Excellent. Wow, yeah, some really cool products. Any other
Thank you.
questions that folks would like to type in? And Joy, maybe you could remind everyone what the Paramount offers to AIM members in general.
You guys get EQP pricing for any order 48 pieces or more. Keep in mind, we do all the way down to 1 piece. If you really need to do that for a client, at that point, you would unfortunately lose your EQP pricing, but at least you still have that availability. Most customers understand that if they want 3 pieces, they're going to pay a premium for that. As well as, like I said, the self promo with you guys. We can do special flyers and different things like that for you guys throughout the year. So keep in mind, if you're trying to gain some ground with customers, always talk to us, because we have lots of options with whether it be free freight or different things like that to help you guys boost the headwear sales. And don't forget the t-shirts. Anybody that you're already selling caps to, always a good thing to show them the shirts, especially if they're used to doing 1 to 2 color prints. Being able to show them some of this beautiful full color photographic type quality is a really good opener for them.
Excellent. And where are you shipping from? Your location?
We're shipping out of Missouri, so middle of everywhere.
Excellent. Very nice. And what is the minimum for overseas, and can you do private label?
Overseas minimums 144 pieces. We can do private label both domestically and overseas. We do print our own labels. We can do hang tags, different things like that. With our overseas program, keep in mind with the 144 piece minimum, another thing that Paramount does offer is a build and hold program. So it's a good way for your customers that are kind of watching their budget a little bit. You can order the 144, 288, whatever it is. Paramount will hold the inventory for up to 1 year, and you only get billed as we make a shipment. So if they want to do quarterly shipments or something like that to kind of work it in, it's a good way to do that, as well as if they only want 72 pieces, trying to get them up to that 144 mark. Being able to do that build and hold helps a lot with that as well.
Excellent. And with that 144, that can be any style and color?
Yeah, so with customs, it's pretty much you're really essentially designing the entire cap. You know, we always start with a base style, but you can customize the colors, the taping, the eyelets, multiple decorations overseas, of course, a lot more than what we can do here stateside.
And are there sales kits available?
We have several of them. We have a new items kit, which focuses just on the new style ads every year. We have a bestsellers kit, which is going to give you what the top 12 styles that we deem the best sellers for Paramount, as well as we have a huge assortment of decorating deco samples too. So if you want laser etch or 3D flex or anything in particular, we can get those out as well. We send the kits at no charge. We just ask for a shipper number to cover the freight.
Okay. And another question on samples. What's the best way to do that?
Samples, if you're just wanting blank samples, you can send that to the promo sales or clerical at paifashion.com. We do decorated samples at no charge too, though. So I would always suggest doing that versus virtual art or showing them somebody else's sample. Those can be emailed to one of the 2 email addresses depending on the location of the AIM member.
Okay, excellent. And then lastly, do you have a template for custom caps?
We don't. Usually what we do with customs is we actually start the virtual concepts for you. So again, reaching out to one of the 2 teams, sending the artwork, giving them a little bit of idea of what you want, and they'll go to the creative process and provide that for you.
Excellent. Now, someone had asked to put up the code for the spec samples, but actually I think what we're going to do is include that in an email back to all in attendance so they can get that information. You're welcome to go ahead and pull it up now too if you have it.
Yeah, what does this say? I don't know. There's the slide there. So it's AIM WB19.
And just to everyone, we are that, and actually KTI was also offering some discounts for your attendance. So that information will be sent to you in a follow-up email with the survey coming to you very soon. All right. And then one last question: can they send hats to be embroidered?
Absolutely. We do contract work as well, and that's on all of our processes, not just our embroidery. If you want our patches or sublimated patches or hat tattoo, any of that stuff, we do contract work. We do have a separate price list for that. So if you want to reach out to one of the team members or promo sales or me personally, we can send you that pricing, and it's also available on the website in the marketing section too.
Excellent. Well, Joey, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Thank you for your presentation, and we really appreciate the partnership with AIM and all the discounts that you provide and benefits for our members. So thank you
All
very
right.
much for that.
You guys
And
have a
for everyone,
wonderful day.
yeah, thank you, and thank you to all our attendees. As mentioned, you'll get a follow-up email, some more information about what you heard today. And we also encourage you to come back in 2 weeks, May 8th, in 2 Wednesdays from now, where we can hear presentations from Beacon and St. Regis. So we invite you back for that. Thank you all very much for your time and have a good afternoon.